This one is also multiplying and simplifying, but things get a little bit more interesting here. We have two rational expressions again being multiplied together, but this time both of my numerators are quadratic and one of my denominators is quadratic. So just like we did on the last one, we're going to factor everything that we possibly can, and then we'll look for things that we can cross out. Anything in the numerator that matches with anything in either denominator we'll be able to cancel out. So my first numerator there is x squared minus 2x minus 35. So I would need things that multiply to make a negative 35 and add to make a negative 2. So that would be a minus 7 and a plus 5. Almost said the wrong number. All right, now in the denominator there, I need things that'll multiply to make a negative 28 and add to make a positive 3. So that would be plus 7 and minus 4. Then I can move to the second fraction there. So in the second one, my second numerator, I need things that'll multiply to make a positive 28 and add to make a negative 11. So that would be x minus 7 and x minus 4. And then in my second denominator, I just have a linear expression, just x plus 5. And there's no common factor there. So that one's just going to be x plus 5. Now that I have everything factored, I'm going to go through each of the factors in the numerator and look for something in either denominator that I can cancel with it. So my first factor is an x minus 7. If I'm looking in my denominators, I see I've got an x plus 7, an x minus 4, or an x plus 5. So none of those match x minus 7. So that means that x minus 7 in the first numerator cannot be canceled out. My second factor in my numerator is x plus 5. So again, if I look through all of my remaining factors in my denominator, I see in the second one I do have an x plus 5, so I can cross out the x plus 5. Now in the second numerator, I've got another x minus 7, but again, since there's no x minus 7 in the denominator, I'm not going to be able to cancel out that x minus 7. It has to stay. My last factor is an x minus 4, and I do see that I have an x minus 4 in that first denominator, so I can cross out that x minus 4. So now I need to write down whatever's left over. Now on the top, I see that I've got an x minus 7, and then I've got another x minus 7. So the most succinct way to write that would be x minus 7 squared. And the denominator, everything canceled out except for an x plus 7. So I'm going to write down that x plus 7. And that's as far as I can go with that one. So that one is completely simplified. Now you're going to try number 8 and answer that on the Google form.